recording in future. Morning, John. Yes, please. Right. So I want to just pin Anouschka on the screen here. Morning, Trace.
Morning, Rolo. Morning,
Hi.
Anouschka. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm always good. Thank you. It's lovely to have
Good,
you all on
good.
the call. And thanks, Anouschka. I want to dive into this and ask the questions because I know everybody is excited to hear a couple of things. Now, Anouschka, we always play this game in leadership meetings that things about me you knew and things about me you didn't know. Now, I'm going to play it and say, so I can hunt and I do own a gun. Plus, I, Rolo, have been a Tommy Hilfiger model on the N3 outside Durban. So now everybody must decide what is the truth, yes or no. Now, we all know you are a granny, a wife, a business owner, a top producer, number one agent for many, many years. What is that thing about Anouschka that we don't know?
I played rugby.
Is that a truth or dare?
I don't know, you tell me.
Love it.
True. That's true. When I worked for Nedbank, I was in the Nedbank team for the women's team. So I played rugby for about 2 years.
Yes, please. Thanks, Anouschka. Now we know something about you that we didn't know. Noosh, the Red Book, when you joined Keller Williams, and we've all heard your story on stage and your success. I want to just track back a little bit to the importance of the Red Book. That thing that we say, follow the model. What does that mean for you?
Okay, Rolo, to be brutally honest, in the beginning, you hear it, but you don't implement it. And it's exactly the same when it comes to, and Andrew that knows me very, very well, when it comes to loading your database. So I heard it, but I never implemented it. So with the MREA book, until today still, wherever I am in my business, I will refer to the book, and because every single time something else pops out for me. So obviously the book's been written, there's so many successes out of it. I've attended many family reunions overseas, and they are definitely no different from us. And what do they refer to? Leadership, rookies, everyone, business owners are actually referring to the MREA book. So just use it where you are in your business.
Love it. And it's very important, that part where you say where you are in your business. So now I want to go there and say the economic model, the budget model. Do you follow it? Do you check it? Are you always aware of it? And listen, it's not like a cross-question thing. But the importance of that to grow into that, the millionaire real estate agent.
Yeah. So also when you a normal agent, you'll just work from one commission check to the other. With the MREA book, they teach us to be a business owner. So, and I'll tell you what changed for me when I started using my budget, referring to the MREA specifically, and I don't even know what questions you're going to ask. So, because I said, what must I prepare? And you go like, no, that's it. So I would just want to say this to you. My profitability increased from that day I realized that budget can be interesting and should be respected. It tells a very important story of where I am heading to in my business. And the day when I realized that, Rolo, everything's changed. I know what's my pipeline business. For me, it's not important what I'm doing, literally what I've done over the weekend. It's what I'm doing today. So every day I wake up unemployed, and what I'm doing today is what's going to show up in my budget. So I'll view my profit and my loss statement regularly, and I adjust it on a regular basis as and when is needed. My budget also helps me to have much better control over my expenses, and then obviously my spending habits.
Love it. Love it. Now, whilst we're there, thank you. And that budget word, Anouschka, when we want to go into then, like you've now grown into your team, your son, your admins, etc. So How much money did you have to have kind of in before you really was ready to expand or grow your team?
Again, referring back to the MREA book, so lots of agents, when they start, they think, you know what, I don't want to do the admin. We don't like admin. That's why we are property professionals. To answer that is, make sure as soon as you don't have enough hands and you're letting things fall through the crack and you start dropping the ball in your business, that is the only time when you are ready for an assistant. So that is very, very important. And just remember, an assistant doesn't really cost you money. They make you money because they take so much away from you where you need to concentrate on. But the mistake that people do all the time is they just start out and they think they're ready for an assistant. And the most important thing, and that is one of the reasons I went to Anaheim, Andrew actually joined us on that trip. It was amazing. And just remember, those trips are an investment as well. So if you work out your budget, also work out to attend these things, because every single time I do that, my business explodes. So, and an assistant is only when you've got 36 transactions and more and you can't handle it yourself. So that's number one. And secondly is make sure that you do have enough funds in a separate bank account to pay this person for at least 6 months to a year. You don't want to take someone out of a position and then you can't afford to pay them. Doesn't matter the market. Doesn't matter if it is as tough as this year has been for all of us. Your responsibility is to pay that person first.
Love it, Anouschka. And the fact that we didn't prep this and this is so off the cuff, it's so real. I love it. And people are going to appreciate this. Now, you talk about assistant, and then I know Jonathan, your son, is your buyer's agent. The job descriptions of who does what. How important is that? And talk to us a little bit. How does that happen?
Okay, so you know that I'm a brutally honest person, and I think that's what people also appreciate. I don't always say what people want to hear or think they're going to hear. So I learn as I go, and I bump my head all the time. So people always thought that I was a team already, which I wasn't. Never been a team. I've always been Anouschka, and then I had an assistant, and I've tried a second assistant. And Jonathan was totally on his own. I'll take the leap of faith, and we've registered literally 3 months ago as a team. Mm-hmm. So he does also his own listings and all of that. So I want to make us the rainmakers, as the MREA referred to, and then get the buyer's agents. But to grow him into a position where people know him, trust him in our area, that is what I started off with, and it's really working very well. So, and obviously I've learned from my mistakes, and I will then tweak the contracts as and when I needed it, because I'm running my business and we all are different and our areas are different.
Love it. You've mentioned, you talk about your areas. Farming area, you want to tell us about? Because, you know, we all say in Keller Williams, we are open areas, and you need to convert your database into money. What does that look like for you, the importance of farming area?
Okay, so for farming, I'm very, very well known in a specific area, which is my farming, which is Krugersdorp. I call it Krugerfornia, because my community is extremely good to me. But it has taken me 9 years to get to this stage. So always don't quit. 18 to 24 months before people know you and trust you and start giving you referrals. However, wherever someone trusts me enough to give me a referral, like I got over the weekend, I got someone that's flying to Belito, and I've actually spoken to Craig this morning, and he's sending his love. So I would always refer it out to someone that knows the area extremely well. If it's close to me, Rolo, but it's not in my farming area, I will literally go and do the mandate. And then I will take hands with a Rolo or a shawl, because they know Harties. I just want to close the mandate, get it, because as you all know, I'm very strict when it comes to my exclusive mandates. So I just want to close the mandate, open the door for someone that knows the area, and then start off there.
Love it. There's so much nuggets that came out of the referral business. And you are tracking these referrals on a weekly, monthly basis. How does that tracking work?
Yeah, so I just over the weekend got referral commission, and I saw the commission come through my bank account. I was thinking, I'm still waiting for my deals to register, and then it dawned on us this morning it was actually a referral commission for one of my best friends, which is in a small little town in PE. And it's not a small amount. I mean, it is really, it's acceptable. Yeah. So
I want to touch on exclusive mandate there, Anouschka, because exclusive mandate, we know he who controls the stock controls the market. How important is that, the exclusive mandate for you, your CGI, that control?
Okay. So when you do your 411, obviously you know what your goals are, and you've got your daily, weekly, monthly goals. And you also have to have an accountability partner, and you have to share it. So I've got a huge goal that I want to achieve. I've also shared that with you, Rolo. And I've also shared it with someone like Molly. And I know it's achievable, but I know it will take me a while. I know it won't happen in the next 12 months. It might only happen in the next 24, but I will not change that goal on my 411 until the day I reach it. So I'm not a small thinker. It does demotivate you at times, but it also motivates you to know that you will be able to get to that number. And I will get to that number, because I've shared a number on my vision board when I started out 9 years. And when I looked at that number with the zeros, I thought it's impossible. And I've reached it multiple times. So I can get to my next goal again.
Anouschka, that's where I want to tie in with the importance. You know, it's October in Keller Williams, and we talk 135-411. And that is something that we resist as business owners in Keller Williams, top producers. But when I speak to cappers and millionaires, I hear the importance of the goal setting. So obviously you have got a massive 135 and 411. So when do you revisit your 411, and when do you finish your 135, you stick it on the wall and you don't touch us? What does that look like?
So as part of the ALC, our team leader is quite strict on it. So once a month we've got our meetings, and afterwards we've got our ALC meetings. And then also Peter will actually share the numbers with us, and we can see everyone else's. And it's not to put someone ashamed or whatever. You know, it's just to say, okay, this is where you are, what can we do? And not just as leadership. We need to look after each other's associates. I mean, I get times where I really feel demotivated and thinking, you know what, it's been, especially this year, it's mentally at lots of challenges. However, the shift book also refers to in the MREA saying list. And that's what we've done. I stayed consistent. We kept on phoning. Yes, it was hard because you must go back and just try and tell the client that you're really doing everything behind the scenes. Sometimes it feels like you need to convince them. And I don't like to convince people. They need to feel comfortable with me. We in a relationship, business relationship, when I sell somebody's property. But what is happening right now in the last 2 weeks, we've done 14 units already. And I can promise you it's because I was so consistent, not just me, my team as well. I mean, I can't take all the credit myself. No one succeeds alone. And if I say my team, it's leadership, it's people phoning in from other market centers, checking in on each other. I mean, just as Anouschka, how are you? How you feel, you know, how's the market for you at the moment? And when you do speak to someone else and you see that they're going through exactly the same challenges as you, doesn't matter where they are.
Mhm.
They could be in Cape Town, they could be in Pretoria. Then I know it's not me, it's the market.
Mhm.
And the market shifts, and there is a huge shift in the market at the moment. Luckily for us, it's a positive one.
Mhm.
And now we must just use our money wisely once we get all these registrations.
Yo, this is big bullets that are dropping, and I can actually say, Donna or and Natalie and Andrew as well will smile and will go, I've had one-on-one conversations with Andrew, and what has happened, they are lead genning, but it just not feel like, wow, where is that guy folks day? And I'm hearing consistency. I hear stick to what you need to do to be successful. And there's a basic line of strong culture I hear that you are talking about. And culture is that thing in Keller Williams that glues us together. Time management.
Ooh.
To tie in with all of the CGI and 135, because Natalie can smile lacquer on the call when it comes to time management, because we've had this conversation, and I'm not picking on you, Nats, but life all of a sudden happens, and then you realize, I've whatever, that 3 days has gone missing. To do 14 units, Anouschka, there's a lot of time management going in here.
Yeah, so don't forget, we agents, we make so much money and we've got so much time, okay? Because that's what people think, and you can do this as a second job. So don't forget about that. No, just a bit of humor.
I love it.
Yeah, for me, even I struggle. But one thing I can say, and I'm brutally honest when I say that, every single day I do what I'm supposed to be doing. I sometimes have to force myself to say, and I'm getting to that stage now where I say 1 day a week, I'm looking after my grandson, because that time that's gone, I will never, ever get that time back with him. So, and he lives in the same estate as me. So I'm trying to literally and I don't always get it right, but I'm forcing myself as well to take time out for myself, because we work, and we've put it in the time management. It's power hour this morning, it's ALC meeting, it is this client, that client, and we're very quick to jump into the call for the next viewing. But that is where I have control. Like over the weekend, I had a client, I want to go view the property now, and I said, I will be in contact with you on Monday, and I will then ask my seller when is the most convenient time for him. So it's not because I'm cheeky, it's because I'm starting to seriously also respect my time, my family's time. But you can only do that when you've got a sole and exclusive mandate, because as soon as it's an open mandate, the next person they're going to phone is the next agent. So if you don't answer, we always get back to our clients. Communication is key, and we don't want to be like the rest. So yeah, if you look at my schedule, this is the viewing, this is the confirmation, this is time, so I find that is my time management.
Love it. Now, that's what I want to ask. So there's this massive 135,411. You're aware of it. You've just said that you're spending time with your grandkid. What is your Anouschka energy advantage for the week? Surely you get up on a Monday morning and you're going, oh, there is so much I need to achieve. I need to do this. I need to do that. What is that thing that you see as an energy advantage for you as a business owner, as Anouschka?
When you start selling your listings, there's no better feeling. And it's true, because when you're stuck with your listings, you have to phone the same client week after week. You have to do your reports to them week after week. It does demotivate you and does get you into not the right mindset. And whatever energy or mindset you've got is what you obviously share when you sit with people. So it does make a difference to know that your pipeline business is there, that there is funds coming in. Money is not everything, but it does help. So Yeah, and I can feel my energy now since I'm starting to eventually start, and just hear me out, eventually starting to sell some of my listings. When people see your success, they think, you know what, she's selling so much, but no one knows what happens behind the scenes. Sometimes, the verbal abuse that we get from clients, or they think you're not good enough, you're not selling, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, and they're desperate. And that's when you start getting referrals, is when you start selling. But you know what, when you have communication to your clients, even if your mandate runs out, and this is one of the years where I've had lots of mandates and they ran out, where I used to sell them quickly. It didn't happen this year.
Okay.
So communication,
Mhm.
you go back to your client and you extend that mandate. And if you can prove to them that you've done everything in your power to get it sold, but the market is different, they will re-sign with you and they will keep you as their agent, and they will trust you to get it sold at the right time. And it's hard sometimes. It's hard, even for me. I take it.
It feels like failure because I didn't sell the mandate. And then you've used probably price reductions or strategies, to get it sold, and then it still doesn't sell in the mandate. It feels like a little bit of a personal failure because you did this amazing mandate presentation, and now why is it not happening?
Well,
Now,
if I can, sorry, I
Yeah.
want to use one as an example this morning. I've given my client a price and they live overseas, and I'm handling everything for them here, and the property is empty. I've given them a price, but because they were in no rush, I think we all hear that, don't worry, I'm in no rush. I haven't got an offer yet. Over the weekend, I got 2 people saying that they really want to put in an offer without my client knowing, because I don't always share that with him until I've got it in writing. Just before I got on the call, my client from Abu Dhabi sent me a message to say, Anoush, please reduce the price to the price that you originally advised. And I said to him, now my phone won't stop ringing, so I'm going to reduce. And it's only 100,000 Rand. He went 1.6, I said 1.5. The offers that I'm going to get this week, hopefully, both those clients said 1.5. So that also happens. Just keep on communicating, and then your clients will eventually come back to you to say the suggested listing price that you gave me. But it's not, it's not easy. It's not for everyone, but it's definitely worth it.
That's a nice little win on a Monday morning, is when the seller says, please cut the price, man. We need to move on here.
Yeah.
Noosh, you've got this brand, Anouschka Lubbe, but you didn't start off with be Anouschka Lubbe Realty. It grew into that. This is something I've seen so many times in Keller Williams with agents, and it's experienced agents and people joining, is the importance, because they hear the power to buy. When did that happen for you, and what does it do for you?
Okay, so I think it starts from day one when you join us, because one thing Keller Williams, what I love about Keller Williams is it's about you. People do business with you. You are Keller Williams. So that's what I love about it. So the faces out there, and I always knew me as Anouschka Lubbe. So it was very easy to move over just to put Anouschka Lubbe Realty team. Lots of people really thought that I was a team. Okay. So it doesn't matter where you go and who you're with. It is all about you. So I think it's very, very important. People think they can just say teams and all of it, and then people expecting that, there's 400 people in your team like the overseas people has got. So I think just go out, do what you need to do, be professional, be brutally honest to clients. I think that's also one thing that sets me apart of other people. When I sit in a listing appointment and a client says, I want X amount, and I go like, how did you get to that? Or, this agent said, and I go like, I am not that agent. I don't want you to budget for the next home in Cape Town, and then you think you're going to get 3, 4, 500,000 and more. I'm not the agent that's just going to take it at that price, knowing that we're not going to get it, and then work it down, and then your calculations and your budget is not going to work out. And that's what agent does. That's what our competition does, just to get the listing. And I actually explain that to clients, and then I show them examples of the harm it does once you do that. Reduce, or it's listed by 5 agents. The one sees it at 5 million, the other on 4.8. The one see it as 5 bedrooms, because we're all unique, Rolo. You can see it as 5 bedrooms. I see it as 4 bedrooms and a study. I see it as 2 bathrooms with guest loo. Someone else will go and advertise it as 3 bathrooms. It's a mess.
Okay. Love it. Thank you. Sure. Before we going to give you that last punchline, does anybody want to ask Anouschka anything? Silence of the land. I get big smiles on the screen. Noosh, give me that last thing. I mean, this year is literally, if you look at the days, business days, there's another good 60 business days. There's 45 days to get your deal in the deeds office. What is that bullet that you want to give us for the year to close it?
So I think what I want to share with you is, when I was in Las Vegas in February, I was in a room with 200 phenomenal people, high achievers around the globe. And what I have realized there, that they're all the same as us, and they've got exactly the same challenges. I promise you, they might have even more. But in Gary Keller's session, he did say something that I want to share with you. And he said, prices go up like rockets, and it goes down like feathers. And I think that's something. So tough times, cut your expenses and do career visioning, even if you do it 15 times. The training that Keller Williams is giving us is not because, Rolo, you've got so much time on your hand and you don't know what to do with it. It's there for us to attend 15 times, like he said, career visioning at least 15 times. And then one last thing. He said, stay in a relationship now more than ever with your database and your clients, because that is what's going to set us apart and getting our unfair share.
Sure. Love you for that, Noosh. You are amazing. I'm sure this video will be available for the other agents to see, because there's a lot of golden nuggets here. I cannot thank you enough for a Monday morning for your time. Thank you, Keller Williams, for joining us. May it be an amazing week. Love you lots. And may we end the year with big money. Cheers, guys. Appreciate you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for the invite.
Thank you.
Bye. Wat lief vir julle.
Dankie, Anoush.
Dankie julle hoor. Bye.